So it seems like there's been even more hate for Ironmouse whenever it comes to this whole Witcher Atelier cosplay thing. Now, if you guys don't remember, we covered a lot of the hate that she was getting in the last video, but it was more so just to do with like random insults, right, from people that just hate her anyways. But some people have been more vocal about some of the things to do with the actual model itself. Now, this got fully revealed. It's a collaboration with Crunchyroll, where it seems like they worked with an artist and they kind of made a design kind of based on Coco, and also as well had a Ironmouse version of the model somewhere. I forgot, oh, here it is, which obviously looks absolutely insane, right? But of course, so many people were very angry at this now, which we didn't cover in the last video, which pertains more so to the character of Coco and how they've represented the VTuber within this. Now, obviously, Coco in the anime is a child. She's represented as a child. And again, that is the whole plot of the story. She loses her mum and she has to, obviously, find a way to get her back. But essentially, this cosplay has started up some kind of, I guess, drama or whatever you want to call it, because of the actual outfit itself. People saying, before criticizing, this is an original concept model that she used during the stream. The one on the picture is a toggle so that she can alter the colors to resemble more to Coco while keeping the proportions. She isn't trying to blank a child, which obviously, a lot of people were essentially saying that they were, sexualizing them or whatever, because again, I think it is pretty ridiculous, in the sense that they're trying to say that, because obviously Ironmouse's model, some of her models, obviously, I don't know about all of them, but a lot of them have some pretty big, areas, right? And I think that, of course, is a common trait throughout VTuber models. And of course, this model is obviously, designed off of her. Now, some people feel a little bit weird due to the fact of Coco being, obviously like a child character, in the story, right? And, obviously them giving her these like, big areas, let's just call them. So, because you can very visibly see there is a, there's a little bit of a pokage through this, and obviously Coco does not have that. They've added that for the VTuber model. But I think it is fair to say that this is obviously more so like a, cosplay. I think that's how I see it. And I think a lot of people get mad at it, are stupid, because I see it more as a cosplay, more as like a virtual cosplay, as you could say. Because obviously if, an adult woman was to dress up as Coco, right? And they maybe had some, larger areas, I think they wouldn't have a problem with it, because obviously they can't do anything about it. It's not like they could just remove them or anything like that, just for a cosplay. So yeah, obviously, a lot of people are saying, well, it's kind of the same thing with this, right? She's not going to change her model just because, she's doing this character. Now, I don't think the image helps so much, because obviously this one looks better, because obviously it is a design based off of her, and that is her model, right? But obviously this one has obviously Coco's green hair and everything like that. But even then, I would say this is more so like a cosplay, like someone wearing a wig with the kind of outfit and whatever, and that it's just it's like Ironmouse underneath, Coco wig, Coco hat, Coco clothes, right? That's how it is to me. It just feels like a cosplay, but it's virtual, and that's about it, right? So again, some people have been getting mad about that. I don't know. People saying, sorry, this is really weird to me. It's a drawing of a 12-year-old girl. Why would you intentionally make her look like that against all physical logic of her uniform style and everything? That honestly, just gonna lose my patience if I have to deal with more illiterate pancake wafflers. There's no justification for unnaturally sexualizing yourself when you're cosplaying a child. So I'm just gonna screenshot everything here, saying, 1, this is not just a woman with breasts. I have breasts. Breasts don't work like that. For elaboration on the issue, for an elaboration on unrealism, said it's a model of a person who depicts themselves sexually, which I don't give a fuck about, but do what you want. In this case, however, when you change the physical nature of the body and the logic of the cosplayed underage character's clothes in the favor of being sexual is a problem. Now, again, I think it is more so that, they made this other design first, this one. So again, obviously they made it to her proportions, right? They made it to her model. They made it so it kind of matches that. And then I think the kind of adding on the green hair and whatever was like kind of like an afterthought, right? Like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we just did this? Let's just change the colors and call it a day, right? Because that's essentially it. I think that's it. I don't think they've like necessarily changed it and made it specifically for this type of the model. I think they've made it specifically for this type of the model because it's an Ironmouse model just with the Witch Hat Atelier clothes and, you know, obviously similar kind of hair. That's it, right? That is literally it compared to this one, obviously, which is more of like a cosplay thing. But as I said, this was probably added in after and they just went, oh, let's just make a green hair toggle to make it look cool so that she could kind of, you know, pretend to be the character, which I think is obviously what is going on. And of course, there's been a lot of comments as well surrounding this saying the same way anyone can cosplay any character regardless of gender or skin tone, she is cosplaying the character through her avatar, and it's tiring to see people trying to equate large breasts to being sexual when that's a belittling way to see a woman's body, which again, I think that's actually a fair enough point, right? Yeah, I think 100%, right? Because she's not necessarily doing anything sexual here, right? Yes, the character has larger, you know, areas, but that isn't inherently sexual. That's just like a woman's body part, right? Like, let's be real. You know, so again, you know, if she was dressed up in, you know, some crazy clothing, then maybe you could call it that, but she's not, right? That's the point. So again, it more so makes this person seem a little bit like a weirdo for making it seem like it's like this, and thinking about this whenever it comes to this, which I think is quite funny. And of course, yeah, people saying you're a effing PDF, saying I just want you to know life will never get better for someone like you. The antidepressants are the issue. Your brain is just broken. I'm saying not to be that guy, but that's literally how they work. They expand the fabric. They sat around them on the exact like physics and anatomy. Sure, you could be picky, but you'd be against a mountain of VTubers with big booba. Tons of cosplays change form a bit based on the cosplayer's body, which yeah, is true, right? Obviously, as you can see, they've just put pictures of many cosplayers that yeah, maybe don't have exactly the same size whatevers, but you know, they've just made it work because you know, they're a human at the end of the day, right? Saying it's a cosplay, it's the character dressed up as Coco. That I wrote a thread because this is a symptom of systematic misogyny at large. It would be really reductive if you missed it in such a baseless statement. Oh my god, how is this misogyny? I'm letting you know, because you assumed the character on the screen was Coco, which it isn't. I don't agree with the cosplay looking like that, but you should be informed. I said I knew it was a cosplay, just struggled to fit that into context into a sentence, and without exceeding the character limit. It was a random tweet anyways. I expanded on it because it's kind of misogyny that people often ignore. Which again, I just don't think it is, right? Is are you stupid or something? Saying you're not going to believe this, but the answer to your question is literally in your own post. It's a drawing. Yeah, I mean, that's funny. That one friend that's too woke. That's quite funny too. Are you okay? You really need to hop off the internet if this is setting you off this much. The most nothing burger topic of this week. And yeah, it's absolutely crazy that Ironmouse has managed to get some backlash off of this and that people are actually getting mad about this. At the end of the day, you know, she's allowed to cosplay characters with her VTuber model. She's allowed to do what she wants. She's allowed to, you know, do this. There's no problem with it whatsoever at all. So again, I think this is ridiculous, and people getting mad at this can honestly go do one. But yeah, I mean, that's essentially all there is for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GamersUps, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.